I'm excited to be here today. Chris and I met because we played one of his pieces for Quintet of the Americas, and I instantly fell in love with Chris and his music. As you can hear, it's really cool, it's eclectic, it's his own vibe, and it's really fun. So I'm glad to be here and kind of introduce myself to you all, what I do, and the bassoon and all that jazz. I remember being in band in middle school. My mom always made each one of us play an instrument. And I thought I was going to be the smart one to not do it. And so at one point, I was supposed to play saxophone in middle school, in 6th grade. And my mom goes, "Okay, it's time to join the band." And I was like, "Oh, there's too many spots. There's no spots anymore. I can't join it. Sorry, it's not going to work." And she was like, "Oh, that's weird. Okay, all right. Well, next year, make sure you sign up." So then next year comes around, "You need to be joining band." "Oh, there's no spots, there's no space, I can't do it." She was like, "That's so weird, there's no space for you?" I was like, "Really?" And then in 8th grade, she finally called them and said, "My son plays the saxophone and would like to be in band." And I was like, "Damn." But that moment for me was so important because it was the first time that I explored something in my life that I ended up really falling in love with and kind of naturally gravitating towards. I enjoyed school, but music was really something that kind of kept me motivated at all times. I played saxophone first, and then eventually moved to this instrument right here called the bassoon. And I actually didn't know what a bassoon was at all. I had auditioned for an all-county where students from around the counties come together and they play, and it's like an honor. And I remember there was a bassoon right in front of me, and I was playing bari sax at the time. And we played this piece called An Ode to Cartoon, called Cartoon Capers. So it was kind of like all the famous cartoons in time. And the bassoon had the derpiest solo I've ever heard in my life. And it literally was just... And I was like, this is my instrument. This is me. How do I figure out how to play this Indian instrument? And I literally thought it was some type of Indian instrument. It just is such a unique looking piece of work. It starts from here, it goes all the way down, it bends right here, it has like a U shape, and then it goes up. So my air is going into it and all the way out. Now, at the age of 33, I realized that this instrument is from Germany and became a prominent part of 19th century nationalism for Germany when it came to really creating the orchestra as its own kind of nationalistic ensemble and instrumentation. So I love this instrument. It's so fun. It's actually a double reed. It's not typically seen in band. Usually in high school you'll see it because it takes a lot of work. I play what is like a double reed. Is there any oboe players in the ensemble today? No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. But instead of having a mouthpiece, it vibrates on 2 pieces of cane, which is made out of plants. So if you take your hand and you slowly put it on your throat and you vibrate, this vibration is how sound is made. So your vocal cords are vibrating really quickly. My reeds are doing that to create the sound. It's a little pathetic, but when you put it on an instrument, you get this really beautiful warm sound. It's known for a lot of cartoon music, like I was saying. Sorcerer's Apprentice is a really famous one. Another reason I fell in love with it, SpongeBob. It's really comical, but it also can be really beautiful and lamenting, like in Scheherazade. The bassoon is the lower of the woodwind family, and it's actually kind of this extension to the strings in the orchestra, to the cellos. As you can tell, I can play very, very, very low. My lowest note is a B flat, so if I play a B flat scale, all of the sound is coming out of here, so I have to use my air to kind of feel it and go down. In my career, I did school at public school, so I experienced lessons in school, like you all, which I've been very fortunate for. And then I ended up going to SUNY Fredonia for music education, and then later Stony Brook at Manhattan School of Music, and finishing a doctorate in music. I live in Harlem. I run a free chamber music series for Black and Brown classical musicians, where we play underrepresented music. I freelance, like Chris said, on Broadway and orchestras and different things. We're playing a Broadway show called The Frogs by Sondheim this week, if you're interested. But I do just a lot of different hats, and I'm really prominent in education as well. I'm a teaching artist. So all of these things have kind of come to this beautiful moment of allowing me to share that with you all. And to finish out my presence, besides being the wizard today, Wizard Barzouche, which I'm excited to play, I'm going to play one piece for you by an African-American composer named Adolphus Hillstorp, who was born and lived in Rochester, New York. Really prominent, studied with Owen Reed, who's another well-known composer, and he's incredible. And he's later in life, he's probably like in his 80s and 90s. But here is a work from Adolphus Hillstorp called Assume Set. I picked this because it sounded a little wizardy too, so I thought I would kind of fit in the mood of wizardry.